Welcome to another story reading session. And this time I'm going to read out a story from Read It Yourself with Ladybird Level 3. And the story is titled Hansel and Gretel, as you can see here. And the title is given as per the name of the two siblings. So let's see what's there in the story. And this is illustrated by Marina Leary. Hansel and Gretel lived with their father and stepmother in a little house near a wood. Their father was a woodcutter and he was very poor. They were all very hungry. You can see the father here cutting wood and the stepmother over there, and see the brother and sister helping their father in his work, right? So do you also help your parents in their work? One day, Hansel and Gretel's father said, "We have no money left. There is no more food for us to eat." How sad, right? "Then Hansel and Gretel cannot live here," said their stepmother. "We must leave them in the middle of the wood." "No," said their father. You can see his expression here. The father is not ready to do that. But their stepmother said, "We must." Hansel and Gretel were listening at the door, so you can see. "I have a plan," said Hansel, and he went out to get some pebbles. You know what pebbles are? Pebbles are small stones. See? You can see these, pebbles. The next day, they all went into the wood. Hansel dropped pebbles on the path. So you can see him dropping pebbles on the path, right? The small stones on the path. So why do you think he is doing so? So we will find out as we read the story, right? "Wait here," said their father. "We are going to collect wood." Hansel and Gretel waited all day. Then they followed the pebbles back home. So, as told by their father, they waited. But then when their father didn't return, so what they did? They returned home following the pebbles. So you see why Hansel dropped pebbles on the way? So that he could find way back home. Right. The woodcutter was glad to see Hansel and Gretel. See, the father is happy finding his kids. But their stepmother was angry. You can see, look at her expression. "There is not enough food for us all," she said. "We must take Hansel and Gretel deeper into the wood." "No," said their father. "We can't do that." "We must," said their stepmother. "This time they must not find their way home." Hansel's stepmother locked the door so that Hansel couldn't get out. He couldn't collect pebbles. See, she has the key here, right? And Hansel and Gretel are locked inside. The next day, they all went deep into the wood. This time, Hansel dropped breadcrumbs on the path. You can see the breadcrumbs here, the pieces of bread, the small pieces. "Wait here," said their father. We are going to collect wood." So the two siblings are waiting as told by their father. Hansel and Gretel waited all day. Then they looked for the breadcrumbs on the path. But the birds had eaten all the breadcrumbs. Oh no, now what shall they do? Because there are no breadcrumbs left, that will show them their way back home. So what do you think they will do now? Hansel and Gretel went deeper into the wood. They walked for a long time. In the middle of the wood, they found a house made of sweets and cakes. Wow! Looks yummy, isn't it? The house is all made of sweets and cakes. And so you can look at their expression. Right, they're surprised. In the house lived a witch. You can see the witch here. The witch planned to eat Hansel and Gretel. She locked Hansel in a cage and gave him lots of food. So you can see Hansel locked in the cage. Soon he will be fat enough to eat, said the witch. Then I will cook him in my fire. Where is the fire? Said Gretel. So she's asking the witch. Here, said the witch. And she opened the oven door. I can't see the fire, said Gretel. The witch opened the oven door a little wider. I still can't see it, said Gretel. The witch opened the oven door as wide as she could. Gretel pushed her in and locked the door. How clever, right? So the witch is pushed inside the oven by Gretel. Gretel let Hansel out of the cage, right? The sister helped her brother. Look at all this money, said Gretel. We can take this home and buy food with it. So they're very happy, right? After a long walk, Hansel and Gretel found their way home. Wow, right. Their father was very glad to see them. Your stepmother has gone, he said. So the children would be very happy, isn't it? So Hansel and Gretel and their father all lived happily ever after in their little house near the wood. So this is a nice ending to the story, isn't it? So you can see they're happily playing together with their stepmother nowhere to be seen. Right. So thank you, and I'll be back with another story soon. Till then, take care and happy reading.